Okay, my friends. Oh no, it crashed. Let's try that again. What? Stream on Friday? Uh. No. No. I contemplated it, but. If I am going to stream outside of the schedule, then I would have, or no, every time I plan on doing a stream outside of the schedule, I would put out a tweet. So follow me on Twitter. Hi, welcome. Welcome everyone. yes. Today is the stream to celebrate the completion of Ramadan. Good work, everyone who actually did something. So, not good work to me, but I mean, I don't have any connection to it, so I don't feel bad about not fasting. Oh, you don't have Twitter? That's a big yikes. Well, I mean, it should be enough if you just subscribe to me on YouTube, right? And then you see, oh, Andy goes live. If you spontaneously have time, then good. Then very good. Nice. Pointless. Oh yes, some more pointless. I wonder, did like in Dark Souls 1 and 2, were there also these pointless parts? Because I don't remember them. I don't remember any like protrusions in levels that had nothing at the end. In Dark Souls 1 at least, right? If you would have something like this in Dark Souls 1, there would just have been a wall here, so you couldn't walk all the way to the end. I assume. That's the way I think I remember it. But could be wrong, right? Not 100% sure. Why are there so many bloodstains? How did the people here die? Oh, that's what they're trying to do. Whee! Alright, let's check out another bloodstain. Hop. And then walk, and awesome. A remnant, like there are a few Souls likes that are candidates, right? But I don't know about remnant. Is it like someone said it's an okay game, but it's a little too weeb. And the problem is, one of these things about the Souls series that no other game has ever replicated, no other Souls-like has ever been able to replicate, is the deep lore, right? Every other game that tries it just feels, as I alluded to in another stream, it just feels like soulless and empty, and yeah, just a hollow shell of a Souls-like. Grand Archives. Yeah, The Surge, for example, is one of those games. It's not a bad game. The Surge 1 and 2, they're both like you can't fault them for doing anything wrong, but also they're just not. I don't know. They just don't feel up to par, right? Up to Dark Souls. What, he can hit? Okay. Bye. Ah, yes, the Grand Archives. Did I see there's new medicine? No. Didn't know that. Great. That's good. Great news, no? Hi, Spoody. It's because they're not Japanese. Who is not Japanese? How dare you still live? Did I see the Tenet trailer? No. Alright, hi Hashmalim. Yeah, if I need help, then I know you will be at my side. Damn. Okay, that's good damage. Okay, okay. Yeah, Remnant is on my wish list, my Steam wish list, so I am somewhat interested. Although it's still quite expensive, so I'm not sure if I am ready to take that gamble. Because it's a full price game, right? It's yeah. Oh, it's the upcoming Nolan film. Ay ay ay. Oh. Well, again, uh, better not watch any trailers because trailers are misleading, and all that matters is it's the new Nolan movie, and that means that I will watch it. Hey, bitch. That's a lot of books. I mean, imagine developing this game. Every, as far as I know, every pile of books looks different. So imagine being like the guy who one day your boss comes to you and says, "Hello, I have a new task for you today because you did so well on the other books. How about making this gigantic book pile that's almost 3 stories tall, and has like these random details mixed into them, the waxy candles and all that. Yeah, can you do that for me? That would be great. Thanks." And then you get to work putting like every fucking book. Of course, I'm not a 3D graphics designer. I don't know if you would actually have to place every book individually. But if you want it to seem like natural and organic, then you'd probably have to like put your own twist onto each and every book, right? Of course, you don't have to do the inner books. I'm not dumb. I get that this pile is just a front, so to say. And there are no books inside of this pile, but still, like that's that's a lot of fucking books, right? Mm. Donk. That protects me from something, right? There's some effect that won't happen if my head is covered in wax. What does this remind me of? It's like the what's it called? The bukake protection. I hate them. I mean, yeah, maybe Magnus, maybe you're right, right? But if certain sections are copied, it's done incredibly well, right? Of course, there are a few books where you can tell it's the same book, just placed in a slightly different orientation and position, right? Like these two books here in the center, they're obviously the same book, but then they're maybe a little bit rescaled, and then the two books above are also the same book, but one is made smaller and bigger. But I imagine that someone would have to do that like for every book, placing it individually, adjusting the size, adjusting the um, orientation and stuff. That's still a gigantic amount of work, right? I I'd assume it is. I don't know it. It's just that's what I think is how uh, stuff like this gets made, which then makes me appreciate the well games even more because seeing how much work it actually is to do one of these, yeah, it's no wonder games cost many $1 million to make, as do movies. So book guy deserves a raise. Yeah, Boomer loves textures in games. It's not textures. It's just the. Yeah, okay, I get it. I get it. Fuck you. Oh, the wax is gone. Yeah. So basically, having like an algorithm place them for you. Oh my god, dude. What the fuck? Like if you really wanted, you could then like look into this pile for the same pattern, but yeah, there might have been like a clever algorithm, but even that, like someone must have sat down and just decided, okay, now I'm going to use an algorithm that randomly places books onto a certain hull shape. That's still pretty damn impressive. Anyway, that's just me nerding out about game development. Of course, of course. That's just since I'm a huge boomer, that's why I'm doing this. Okay, I remember there's been there's some nasty traps here in this room, and this one crystal lizard always gets away. The absolute Japanese madman places books. All the yeah, this was it. Oh, and I'm protected from those guys. Yes, when I wear the wax. Oh yeah, I remember it now. Yeah, about the next podcast. So, Anton and I are currently a little busy, especially Anton. But it is coming. Anton has now almost completely furnished the new podcast room, and it's gonna be pretty wild. It's a new setting, new yeah, basically just a new setting. But it looks incredibly cool, and I can't wait to finally do a podcast in the new setting. So I don't know. Give us maybe like at the most 1 more month. Although that would be the absolute worst case. I'd say a few weeks tops. Damn, I got all the crystal lizards. That's good. That's good. When will I do my PhD? I consider this a compliment that you actually think I would be capable of. Currently, I'm not planning to do a PhD because, yeah, I just enjoy working. Oh no! What is happening? Oh no! Yeah, that's after I did my master thesis. I mean, I could decide, right? What do I do? PhD or not? And the people where I did my master thesis already were like, yo, if you want to do your PhD, just say it. We'll get all the formalities done, and then you can directly continue with your PhD. And I thought that was awesome, right? Being offered the opportunity, but I thought about it and turned it down because I don't know. I've been studying for so long, right? I did so much university working, studying for university for so long that and it, of course, university doesn't pay you. You pay the university, and I wanted to stand on my own 2 feet, so to say. It sounds kind of cliche, but I'm sure you understand what I mean. Anton doesn't drink alcohol, so there will be no glass of wine for Anton. But other than that, sounds pretty accurate. Whew. Oh. What is the regular day of a scientist? Oof, that is very hard to generalize. I can tell you what my regular day was like. Yeah, maybe that would make Fernando Juice Pool. um, is bachelor degree in general? No. Like going to the university is nothing. Is not like in the United States where I don't know. It costs like absurd amounts of money, but it's still not free. Like you still have to pay the university for basic expenses. No. Ooh, that was close. Okay. Oh. Okay, 1 second. My wife has brought me a present. Because we kind of forgot the time and weren't really prepared. Ah, danke, Schatzi. Weren't really prepared, and then we noticed, oh shit, it's like 10 minutes to 4 p.m. Gotta start the stream, but we were both hungry, and then we kind of messed up. So, okay, which is why you can endure my eating sounds again. Yeah. Aw, yeah, that was very nice. Oh shit. Okay. Let's just stay here. Or no, is this even safe? By the way, what's up today is these, I don't know, what are they called? Pickles. Pickle Rick! Yeah, funniest shit I've ever seen. Okay, so let's go through my regular scientist today. The biggest distinction is if you're an experimental or a theoretical physicist. Again, I can only say stuff about physicists because that was my thing. So, being an experimental physicist, I would start today, let's say a Monday, right? I would start my Mondays by just arriving in the lab, or I have my own office, start up my computer, and check my emails. Of course, that's what everyone does, right? And after my emails are checked, I would usually go over to the lab, which is, in my case, it was like, I don't know, a 3-minute walk into another building, and turn on my machine, my experiment, which in my case was my laser, right? I'm saying my laser because I consider the laser to be absolutely my baby. At least that's what it got to be after doing the master thesis, right? So then I would go and turn on the machine, and big machines like the ones I'm using here usually have like a ramp up time, and getting to know the ramp up time of a huge laser like the one I was using was actually part of my thesis, because my master thesis was about everything there was to know about this laser. I had to find out. So know about its energy, its ramp up time, its energy spread. Like is every single laser shot having the same energy, or is it spread around a certain value, and stuff like that, right? Oh god, I'm about to die. Yep. Anyway, and then so I turn the laser on, and then think about what experiments am I planning to do this week, right? What do I want to measure this week? And usually that involves, like, doing experiments in physics is a little bit like Chinese cooking. It's all about preparation. Like the preparation takes literally like 2/3 of the time, or sometimes even more. It's all preparation. So I prepare. Usually, for example, since I was doing lasers, it involved a lot of manipulating the laser beam, right? So manipulating its direction, its focus, its wavelengths, everything that you could do to a laser pulse, I did. Sounds kind of dirty. Anyway, yeah. So then I would think about how I could prepare it efficiently. Oh dear. And then I would need to get to work, right? And then I'd slowly prepare one section of my experiment after the other, and every time readjust. Like you've probably, if you have Googled, what's it called, optics or laser optics or stuff like that. Oh, I died. Oh no. You know what they look like, right? It's these huge metal tables with a um, with a grid of holes that you can screw different mounting devices into, that where you can mount your lenses or mirrors or stuff to guide the laser, right? And that's what I did. Then I had a few other devices that I could use. One of them was called a compressor that compressed the laser pulses to very short wavelengths, and then yeah. And usually I would just prepare those and then do a few measurements, right? So that took maybe 2 days. Right? And after 2 days, I have a series of measurements. With these with this measurement series, I would then transfer this to my computer, and then in my office, I would then go back to evaluation. And evaluation is, well, that's where the creative part of being a scientist comes in, because your measurements, they don't produce any results, right? Measurements just produce data, nothing else. Oh, whoa. Whoa, ah, oh! I didn't need the souls anyway. Right? A measurement just by itself doesn't help you. A measurement just produces huge amounts of data that by themselves do nothing. The evaluation is where the magic happens. And evaluation isn't, like, I don't know how to say this. Evaluation isn't simply evaluation. There's a lot of personal preference that comes in there, how you present it, and what is it that you wanted to see and what is it that you actually see. So that is really a big it's where the actual science happens, I would say. And as you know, in the way I phrased it, that's also where a little bit of the woo happens. And that this is it's the critical phase, so to say, right? It's the phase where everything is decided. If it's if it was a good measurement or not, and so on and so forth. And that is basically my week, right? And then after having made a few measurements and gotten a few results, oh dear, this was not good. Talking and playing is hard. SKR, the laser I used was about the size of a car, so there was no moving that thing around. And then there were, of course, there was a little bit of downtime, right? My supervisor was still, maybe he was busy with meetings or he was on a business trip or something. So I didn't have that much to do. And that's the point where you sometimes get the funny idea to maybe what happens if I put the laser on full power, focus the beam as hard as it can be focused, to the point where even like the focus is so strong. There's one point where the beam is focused so strongly that the air actually starts breaking down, right? So when small dust particles in the air, oh dear, dust particles in the air come into the focus of the laser, they spontaneously get like completely annihilated. And that's when I realized, hey, that would be cool. What would happen if I do that? So having done that, I realized I can induce a plasma in the air, and that was cool. But then I realized, hey, what happens if I if I take a piece of paper and put that into the focus? And I did that, of course, all while respecting the safety, laser safety, of course, wearing protective glasses and protective gloves. And then also being quite a bit away from that shit. And then I put the piece of paper into the focus, and then the piece of paper was gone. Right? It didn't burst into flames or anything. It was just fucking gone. Oh. Just like my souls just now. They're just gone. Right? And it's gone. Yeah. That was cool. How big was the paper? It was one of these. Maybe you haven't seen them before. They're because many lasers are actually in a wavelength range that is invisible to the naked eye, as was my laser. My laser was invisible, right? If you entered the room, that's what made it so insidious. If you entered the room, you couldn't tell if the laser was going around in the room or not. Right? You could know, okay, the laser is turned on because the cooling is like. But you couldn't see the laser beam because it was in an invisible wavelength. So what you actually needed to do to know if the laser was there or where it even was to use a so-called what's it called? A beam card. I always forget. They had like a snappy term for it that I just keep forgetting. And it was like a beam monitor card or something, and it's about the size of a business card, or it is a business card that has a very special coating, a coating of like a coating that is under certain wavelengths starts to glow, right? So then you hold this business card into the laser beam or into the place where you think the laser beam is. And then you might see a glowing spot on this business card. Of course, if you pump up the laser power too high and focus it, then this business card will just instantly disintegrate, right? It will stop glowing and will just be fucking boom. Yeah. Okay, sorry. There are certainly many questions that I just keep forgetting because I'm so into the story. Wait, 1 second. Let me kill these fools and then can maybe. So, what do I work at right now? I work as a software developer now. That is, it doesn't have much to do with physics. So did you do that old scientist thing? Stealing shit? What? No. Why would I? This stuff is useless to anyone who isn't a scientist, right? Stealing stuff from a lab is like, that makes no sense because you couldn't use any of that stuff. Do you have any specific areas you work in, or do you just do what you feel like as a physicist? Well, I mean, you kind of, so the way I did it when you do your master, you decide for a certain field, right? You decide what direction you want your master to take. Oh. No. One hit away. Oh, thanks for coming back. Yippee! Yeah, so when you start your master, you decide which direction you choose, and usually that's the direction you then stay with. Like for me, it was optics and photonics, which is why I did a master thesis with a laser, right? Optics, everything that has to do with light and stuff. Oh no, I didn't open this. Yeah. Did you have all authority, or were there restrictions on what I could do? So, I was basically the boss of my thesis, right? I could freely decide on what I wanted to put in it, but it had, like, I had to choose a topic in the beginning, and everything I did should be in some way benefiting this topic, right? Meaning, if my master thesis was find out a lot of stuff about the laser, I don't know, putting a squirrel. Oh no, that's too dark. No, but feeding squirrels outside of my lab and reacting or watching their behavior probably wouldn't benefit my master thesis much, right? So, yeah. How big was my paper? I think it was one of the smaller ones, 60 pages, or 57 or something. Like that's considered okay. It's not considered like huge, but it's considered okay. Did you say that each laser pulse's duration is so short that it looks as if it's constant? Yes, so the laser pulses, just to give you a number, they were in the range of, let's say, 50 femtoseconds. Now, that at first might not tell you anything, but so it is these pulses are the shortest events in the universe. The shortest events humanity. No, not in the universe, of course not. But the shortest events humanity can produce. So you have a second, and then you divide a second into 1,000 parts, you get milliseconds, right? Then you take a millisecond, you divide that into 1,000 parts, you get microseconds. Take 1 microsecond, divide it into 1,000 parts, you get nanoseconds, and divide 1 nanosecond into 1,000 parts, you get picoseconds. And divide 1 picoseconds into 1,000 parts, you get femtoseconds. So that's like no human brain can probably imagine what that is like, right? But that is the time scale we're talking about here. 50 femtoseconds. 50 times 10 to the minus 15 seconds. Whew. And the reason why they appear constant isn't because they're so short. It's because they're happening so often, right? So the laser I used was 1,000 hertz, so 1,000 shots per second. But compared to the shot length, which is femtoseconds, there's the laser in 99% of the time is not doing anything. Right? It's waiting. Yeah. So that was Ryan J. Play's question. Tayyip Khalik. Changing courses. I think so. I didn't do that, but I think it's done on a person by person basis. Every case is evaluated separately, and yeah. Did I get everything here in this area? I think so. Oh. Could you have vaporized any human? Well, considering that the focus point of the laser is like point sized, of course not. But you could have produced some. Well, you could have produced a few big ouchies if I don't know, if a hand or if skin or everything or anything got inside of that focus. But again, usually while I was working with the laser wasn't focused. And a non-focused laser, you'd have enough time to pull your hand away. And while we're at it, the real danger of this laser isn't... So, the laser I used had a wavelength of 800 nanometers, which is infrared, near infrared. So, barely not visible, right? And infrared radiation is low energy, meaning if you put your hand in it, your hand would slowly get hot, and you would realize that before anything bad happened, you would pull your hand away. Also, one of the reasons why the radiation is not that dangerous is because infrared radiation doesn't go into your into your skin as deep, right? It basically deposits all of its energy in your surface level of your skin, meaning all that it would lead to is burns. However, while I was something else I was doing for my thesis was transforming these low energy photons, these infrared photons, into very high energy ultraviolet photons, 266 nanometers. Again, invisible. But this time we have infrared radiation, and that's where the fun stops. Because infrared radiation doesn't deposit its energy in the upper layers of your skin. It goes deep. It goes deep down into your skin to the cell what's it called? The cell core, is that what it's called? Cell kern, to the DNA level, where there it will deposit its energy by ripping apart your DNA. And tampering with cell DNA can only lead to one thing, and that is cancer. So at some point, the radiation, you will not feel it, right? The 266 nanometer radiation, it's invisible, and you will not feel it. But while you're not reacting and the beam is hitting your skin and hitting your cells, you're doing irreparable irreparable cellular DNA damage to yourself. And that is where the real problems happen. So whenever someone hears laser and high energy, they think oh, you can melt this and vaporize this. That is not the real danger of lasers, right? Nucleus, yes, thank you. The real danger here lies in mutation and how it can permanently damage human tissue and cells. Spoody, no, I have deliberately kept the DLC to the side. One, because I felt too weak, and two, because, well, let's finish the main game first. Yeah, SKR, X-rays. X-ray is another thing. So, X-rays are radiation that is even further into the... So, you have visible light, right? And then you go into the purple regime. At some point, you will reach ultraviolet, where you cannot see it anymore. And the energy gets higher and higher in this direction, right? And if you go into this direction very long, you will at some point reach X-rays. X-rays, extremely high radiation, high energy radiation, and yeah, which is why taking an X-ray is not something you can just do every day, because the dosage of radiation your body has to like endure during an X-ray is quite massive, quite substantial. Ah, beautiful. Tayyip Khalik. Everyone is different here. The best case is, of course, loving the stuff that you do to get monetary gain. And also, whenever you choose your field of study, imagine or ask yourself the question, could I do this even if I wasn't paid to do it? Because during the university, you aren't paid, right? So, and if you answer this question with yes, then oh no. Oh, I came to the wrong neighborhood. Oh, he's here too. Nice. So I would always advise to do something you like that isn't completely breadless. I don't know if that expression exists in English, but in German, if something is like not getting you any financial gain, it's breadless. So yeah. Yeah. If you enjoy it, you'll never feel like you're working. I'm not sure about that, right? I always think like work is work. Like, I don't have this. I don't know if it's called the delusion, but I don't have the Anspruch, the expectation of my job being like, oh, this doesn't feel like work, blah blah blah. I'm making my hobby my job. I don't think that is a healthy expectation to have. It would just lead to disappointment. But if you're having fun at your job, that is, of course, that's always awesome. And that one guy just jumped down there. Is the egg solid in the middle? Yes, Sabrina, it is. Well done. Why does high radiation energy mutate cells? So, your DNA is stored in your like every cell in your body has a nucleus, right? And inside of this nucleus is all your DNA. So every cell in your body has like your complete blueprint of you. And usually what happens all the time is your cells divide every now and then, right? They divide to repair damages, to grow, and so on and so forth. Now, for every division, a certain mechanism writes your DNA into a usable form, so to say. It's very layman's terms, so yeah. But it rewrites your DNA into RNA, which is then what it uses for different processes. So what then happens if you have high radiation that damages the DNA inside your cell nucleus? Well, and now the mechanism starts that wants to rewrite it into RNA and create a new cell from it. Now you have a damaged blueprint, meaning that the basis from which a new cell will be created is wrong. And that is what's called a mutation. Oh, I just realized that Sabrina has already somewhat answered it, so yeah. Nameless King is easy? Wait, is the Nameless King Osiris? Or is the Nameless King the guy with the dragon? Ah! Oh. Does Osiris have a name? Get fucked, Andy. The DNA is doubled for producing enzymes. RNA is created. Oh, yeah, true. So, small little correction, right? The problem where the damages occur is the DNA. And since the DNA is doubled for every cell division, you're doubling basically damaged DNA, which means that the cell created from it will also possibly be damaged. And then this cell might, in certain circumstances, be able to reproduce further and so on and so forth. And that's how bad stuff happens. Yes, of course, there are many positive mutations. In fact, mutation is the basic driving force behind evolution. Right, having a mutation occur, which is also why beings that have a shorter cell division time are faster or have a can adapt faster to certain new conditions around them. Right? Wow, did I actually get both? That is some high skill. Yay! How are electromagnetic wave produced? There's multiple ways. Uh, well, the basic way that is used also with lasers is if you have an, like I assume you know what an atom looks like, right? Or the model we use for this atom is you have a core, the atomic core, and you have electrons going around it. And these electrons can be in certain energy states, like they're discrete energy states. Nothing in between, right? There are certain things in between that aren't possible, but certain states are possible. And when an electron goes from a high energy state to a low energy state, since energy needs to be conserved, it emits this excess energy as a photon, as an electromagnetic wave. And in a laser, what you want to have happen is have all atoms be in the same state and then radiate all their energy and then have the electrons drop down into the same state for all, like, for all atoms, so the same piece of radiation gets radiated out. Right? And that's why the laser is the radiation that the laser produces is so intense, because it's all radiated at the same time in the same direction with the same wavelength. Perfect. Yeah. Was there any risk with what you were doing? Well, of course. But the risk was for me. Like, there was no possibility for me to like fuck up so that anyone else was in danger. The only person at risk was myself. Alright, someone said get Grey Rat's ashes. But where? And I thought by me killing Patches, Grey Rat would survive. Oh no, is that him? No. Nirai, I have answered this question quite a few times, so maybe check a earlier stream, or someone in the chat can tell you. Short answer is I think it's great. Yeah, so if I killed Patches, right? And Onion Bro's questline is also complete. I think Patches survives this encounter. There is no Grey Rat's ashes for me to collect here. I hope. Okay, there are some more gargoyles on this part. Ah! Fucker. Fucker. Would I consider shooting a laser at a banana? The problem is that would usually. The thing is, the labs I'm working in, like labs need to be clean, right? That's why it's a lab. And shooting lasers at different stuff, especially organic stuff, can usually lead to quite the messy outcomes. And someone needs to clean that shit up. And since that's not work that I consider very scientific, it's a waste of time, really. So, no. I did not shoot the laser against stuff where I risked getting the lab messy. Because, like, seriously, the things that I. So, when you're working with pulses that are this short, you can imagine how precise you need to work, right? And yeah, that even the smallest impurities and the smallest inaccuracies can lead to quite substantial deviations in your results, which sucks, right? Because that just means that you have to do more work in the evaluation step. Okay. No. No. Oh shit. Why does it sometimes release these flame bubbles and sometimes it doesn't? Stop using your shield, you fucker. Hmm. Yeah, maybe one of the things that I haven't added um, in terms of evolution, like I'm not an expert there, right? I'm not a biologist. I don't know that much about evolution. Um, the thing is, uh, mutation, the mechanism, god damn it, I just described. Um, this also happens passively, right? The human body is not a perfect machine, and with every like rewriting process, with every cell division, there's a possibility for mistakes to be worked into the DNA, and this is what's called a mutation. But the good thing about it is that they're usually repaired, and or if they're beneficial, then they're you know they're used. And what's beneficial and what isn't is usually not determined by the cell itself, kick, but is determined just by the behavior of the organism that the cell belongs to, right? So, being what a beneficial and what a non-beneficial mutation is, that is not decided by the mutation itself. It's decided by the environment that the organism lives in, and so on and so forth. This part of the game, right, Lothric Castle and the Great Archives, I just thoroughly enjoy that. I think it looks amazing and it feels amazing, and the level design is like back to original Dark Souls quality, with like ways looping back and around each other and shortcuts, and then I was just in this room, but this is another section of the room that I could see earlier but wasn't accessible. That's just, it's really awesome. Really cool. Now, I realize there's still the factor that I cannot explain myself, right? With what, so is there a way to guide the mutation, right? Usually mutations happen completely randomly, and also the thing that is being mutated, the property of the organism that is being mutated is also random. But what I don't know is if there's actually a way to influence this, right? So, meaning, is for example by increasing the temperature of the environment that the animals or organisms live in, is increasing the temperature there also benefit, like benefiting mutations that have to do with the temperature? Like I don't know that, and I don't know if that's actually the way it is working, but I wonder, right? So do the conditions benefit mutations into this certain direction? And I don't think there is a conclusive answer to that yet. Oh, this fight. Oh no, with these three. Yeah, so basically, you have like, imagine having a plant, and you spray this plant with a certain chemical that is toxic for it. And you do that every day. I would assume at some point the plant will have mutated into a direction where it can handle this pesticide better. But did the spraying with the pesticide actually incite this mutation? That is what I'm wondering. Or would this mutation have occurred by itself? And I assume it is. So I would assume that the mutation would not have occurred by itself, but instead was like created by the spraying with pesticides. Oh my god. Oh, he good. He pro. Ah! Ah! That tracking. I will die many times here. I know it. For a fact. Do they actually respawn? Like when I kill one of them, does he respawn? Oh. Schlampe. Ich hasse dich. How much Estus does this fucker have? Ah, Schwanz. Okay, yeah, let's do riddle time. Okay. During the riddle, I can maybe talk a little bit less, right, and focus on the game again for a little more. All right. 1 second. Okay, so today our riddle is, it might seem mathematical. Oh, Jesus. But it's actually quite tame, right? You don't need to know much about mathematics to be able to solve this one. It's basically just there is a little bit of math involved, but not more than high school math. So, the riddle. So imagine this is your situation, right? You have a number, or in German we call this gemischte Schreibweise, which directly translates to mixed spelling, right? So you have under a square root, you have a mixed spelling of a fraction. So in this case, it's 5 5/24 fourths. 5 5/24. Again, I'm not sure if this is what you would pronounce it like in English. Sorry. In German, we would just say like 5 5/24. It's weird. But what it basically says is, like, you have 5 complete units of 24, and then 5/24 left over, right? So in this case, it would be 5 times 24, which is 100 and 120, 136. No, that was completely wrong. 116. Yeah. So 116 and 5 over 24, right? So 119 over 24 would be this. Right? This is basically just, there's no multiplication in between, right? It's don't get those two confused. It's not 5 times this fraction. This is one fraction, but it's written in a certain way where you just pull out units of your denominator, right? So in this case, you pulled out 5 entire fractions, and then you have 5 over 24 left. I don't know if I'm explaining this correctly. I'm really sorry. I hope you guys know the mixed way of writing fractions. If not, then just quickly Google it, and maybe there's a better explanation. Anyway, the idea here is that you pull out this first number out of this square root, being left with this term here. Now, this is, of course, wrong. This is mathematically wrong. You cannot do this. But in this special case, the result is correct. These two things are actually equal. Now, the riddle is, are there any other combinations of these mixed spelled fractions where you can just extract the first number from the square root and get another expression that just happens to be equal to the first? Like an example here would be, take 4 5 over 24, right? If this first number here would be a 4, if you extract that out in the wrong way, like done here, it would be 4 times square root of 5 over 24. That would be wrong. So with a 4, it doesn't work. Right? So the riddle here is, what is the connection between the numbers under the square root so that this works? So that this wrong mathematical operation gives you correct results. The best answer that you could give here in this case would be a formula, right? So have the denominator and the number and the what's it called? Enumerator, I think it was. Have a formula where they are functions of one another, right? That would be that would be the best answer. But I would also consider, if you find like other combinations, great. I would consider this a solved riddle as well, unless this combination in some way has like 1, right? If you have like square root of 1, there's no challenge there, right? Of course, then it works. So did you guys get it? The chat suddenly went quiet, so I'm kind of afraid that I might have messed up the explanation. I'm really sorry. It's I did my best, right? Maybe just Google like the mixed fractions or something. I don't know if places outside of Germany even teach this. So yeah, that's kind of the crux of it all. Understanding what the mixed style of writing fractions is. Yeah! Got him! Oh. That's totally not OP at all. Maybe, could I just activate the elevator? And then I have a better shortcut. Right? Just activating the elevator here. Let's first spend the souls, maybe. It's kind of been a while since I've been... Oh. Oh. Only Germans would understand. Possibly. 3 levels. Great.
Farewell, Agni.
Yeah, I saw the Chinese scientist that did the Keimzellenmanipulation. That's also a word that I have no possibility of translating into English. Keimzelle, whatever that is. Okay, one more tip for the riddle. For every denominator, there's exactly one number so that this works. So I would advise you to just start with a certain denominator and then try out different combinations. And then maybe at some point you will realize that there is a systematic connection between what the denominator and the enumerator is. Now the samurai dude. Yay! Man, this was a lot better than I expected. Sabrina keeps track of the results, so if you're sure you have the correct answer, just add Lila Gecko, and then she will see them clearly. Oh, I didn't check if Grey Red was back. Oops. I hope so. Yeah, so here I think if I go straight, this is the last stretch of the game, right? Fighting against the twin princes, and then it allows me to go into the last area of the game, which is like the killing of the first flame. But there is still the area here in this direction, so the upper Grand Archives I have to explore. I don't think there's any gear for me there, but yeah, while we're here, why not? Oh, there are these winged... Yeah, I can already see them up there. This fight against a group of winged knights. Okay, let's try to do what the tip. Okay, no, all three. Can I come through here? No. Oh. Oh, they can. Okay. Scheiße. Stefan Jasovic, since I don't speak either Greek or Latin, that would kind of be a shitty choice. Why not English? Because, I mean, at the moment, the language of science is English. And maybe Chinese. Yeah, I must admit, like, I probably didn't explain the riddle in a correct manner, because either the mixed fractions are new to you guys, or I just couldn't possibly like there was a lot of vocabulary missing for me to explain the riddle properly. Here, don't sweat it. If you get it, if you don't get it or get it wrong, it's okay. It's okay. You can just enjoy me solving the riddle later, and then yeah. Hi, Natams. You're not too late. You can still the riddle is there on screen, right? You can still join in and let everyone again bask in your big brainness. Can I just not make them drop down if I don't walk onto the trigger? What is this even? Does this have a point? I got a few new rings. Let's see if I have anything useful here. So I got the Knight's ring. Ah, these just increase a certain stat. Okay, that's good. Ooh, 5 dexterity. Holy crap. Gradually restores HP. I don't know about Doom Eternal. If I feel the need to play it again, then yes. But at the moment, I have no reason to install it. So, no. And this entire bullshit was just a little too much, man. I see no reason to. Like, I don't want to look for a reason to make what they did okay, right? If a company does that, I'm just gonna pretend that their games no longer exist because fuck them. This section here can drop down into the cage and get one of the most powerful or most fancy schmancy miracles. Divine pillars of light. But how do I get down now? Just drop down onto this? Okay. Oh, there's a ladder. Good. Both safe. Great. Stefan, no, that's fine. I am half Chinese, half German. So my mother's from Germany and my father's from China. So it's pretty much a perfect 50-50 split. Oh wait, no, this is not the correct way to go. Can maybe I want to get back to the bonfire, because going back this way just makes me go through all the paths again but I already have a shortcut, so I shouldn't need them. Although there was one roof where I have not been able to go, where there's a goodie. I think it's back here, right? Yes. This jump. Oh, yeah! Oh no, it's Grey Rat's ashes. He did. How sad. Andy sad. Anyway, now I can just go back to the bonfire. The enemies here give so much soul. That's pretty crazy. Oh wait, how do I get there? I think I need to drop down. Okay. Yeah. One second. I'll take care of the riddle in 1 second. Will I survive this fall? Down onto... Oh no. Okay, I think this riddle needs maybe a little bit more explanation. So I'm just gonna do an example, right? All right. So we have the expression 5, 5, 24, right? This is the mixed fraction that I was talking about. Now, if you want to put this into a non-mixed fraction, what you do is, you know, these fives are full, like when the fraction is full, so to say. So every one of these fives is 24 over 24, right? So what you basically do is you multiply this number by the denominator. So 5 times 24, and then add what's left, plus 5, right? This is the mixed way to write this. And then, of course, you then finish this calculation, right? It's what did I say? It's 116 plus 5 over 24. Which is 119 over 24. Okay? So this should help you in understanding what this mixed expression actually means. You extract how many full fractions, however many full fractions from this, and then write what's left, right? So you can extract 24 over 24 5 times from this fraction, and then you have 5 over 24 left. Okay? I can't believe this way of writing fractions is new to you. Like in high school we learned that. Oh. Oops. Oopsie. I did an oopsie. Oh no. Let's take the brush. Big brush. White. 116 plus 5. Oopsie. 121. I'm sorry. Small little mistake there. Ah. Never do math on stream. Sorry. 5 times 24 is of course 120. Ah, fick. Oops. Okay, this should be correct now. Oh my god. No, dude. As I alluded to in another stream, physics in the university stops with numbers above. Stops when your numbers reach like 2 or 4. Higher numbers never happen. Okay, I think while we're at it, Sabrina, should I already solve it, or anyway? Okay, yeah. Now for the other side, let's switch back to. No, let's use this. For the other side, you have 5 times this fraction, 5 over 24, and the reason, the way you calculate this is by pulling the 5 into the square root. And you do that by squaring it, right? Taking the square root of a number squared is the number itself. So square root of 5 squared is 5. Square root of 10 squared is 10, and so on, right? So what you basically have here, if you pull this 5 into the square root, is 5 squared times 5 over 24. Now 5 squared is, I think I might be able to do this calculation myself, 25 times 5 over 24. And this calculation I can also do in the head is zack, zack. Okay? Good. This shows, in this example, they're the same. Now, what I want to know is, are there other combinations like this where you wrongly write this mixed fraction number here outside of the square root, which is a wrong operation, but are there other combinations of numbers where this operation actually gives equal results? Right? And the answer isn't yes or no. The answer is you either give me another example where this works, or you give me the formula to calculate every other example, right? And the tip I gave earlier is for every denominator starting from 2, there is a certain number here where this works. Right? So the way I would solve it is take 2 as a denominator here. Just write a fraction and you have 2 in the denominator. And then try out different numbers until you get somewhere. And then maybe compare this to here, and then see how these numbers could be connected by what mathematical, like how are these numbers connected to the denominator, and then maybe that will lead you into the right direction. What do you mean, give us an example? I just gave you an example. It's the one on screen. Okay, I need to reclaim my souls. Ah, oops. That's the wrong way. Didn't need to go up here. Oopsie. Okay, my souls are up there. That's quite the bad place here, with having a wizard like to your behind you and having one in front of you. That's not good. Ooh, sprayed me with that white sticky substance. Ugh. Okay, now we do this correctly. We didn't do it correctly. Okay. that was horrible, right? I pressed the wrong button. I thought jumping was pressing B, but that's Bloodborne controls. In Bloodborne, you run by holding B, and then you jump by pressing B while running. It's the most stupid control ever. But here, it's pressing the stick. Yeah. Now we have a special source for our riddles that I'm of course not gonna name. Ole! Oh, and it is survivable. Great. Avelin. Don't think that's very useful for me, but I mean, I'm already a dexterity build, so maybe at some point I will use it. Good. Let's go. Oh, let's go back and give the Grey Rats ashes.
Ah. Well, well, what warm umbral ash have we here? It's as if thy fate were with death entwined. But take no note of me, as by now thou surely knowest there is little I love more than a gratuity of soul.
Okay. Oof. That's quite the how do you call it? The sortiment.
Ashen one.
Welcome home, Miss. Very well, then hey. Farewell, Ashen, may the flame.
Ah. Ashen.
Welcome. Very then hey.
Okay,
Farewell,
I would say next death, and I will solve it. I'll give you guys the solution. Although I don't know if there's much left in the Grand Archives, to be honest. I think I got everything there. Yeah. Which means it's time for final boss. No, second to final boss. Dude, SKR. These riddles might seem a little bit harder at first, but I mean, if you get them, then they're so much more rewarding. And I think that's the great thing about them. Yeah. Come on, du Spast. Okay. Solution time. Okay. Let's see. Let's do a new. Clean this up. Okay. So, wait. Let me. No, I apparently cannot drag this around. Anyway. So, at first, when you're tackling a problem like this, you of course want to write this all with variables, right? So in this case, we have a number x here, and we have a number y here in the denominator. Now let's start with this form, the non-mixed fraction, because apparently for you guys it's easier to use this. Oops. Sorry. Then I wrote it wrong, right? So you have. Let's not use x because then you can't see the times sign. So let's just call it a and b. A times fraction a over b. Okay, so far so good. Hi Zakaev, you're coming just at the right time to get the solution of the riddle. Now, as I alluded to before, you can pull this in to the square root, right? So you have a squared times a over b. Oops, times. And of course, this multiplication just leads to a cubed over b. Okay. Now to the other method of writing it. A, B. And in my example, you saw, right, how do you turn this into a normal fraction? Well, what you have to do is multiply a by b. So in our example, that was 5 times 24 plus whatever was left there in the enumerator over b. Whoops. So, okay, these two, you can leave the fraction because both here are leave not the fraction. Both of these. So now you have your equation, right? This has to be equal to this. Okay, you have an equation with and the thing that you wanted to have is like have one of these variables be a function of the other. So the goal in this riddle is to have like b equals blah 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 something that contains a, or a equals blah 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 something that contains b. I don't know which one is simpler. Let's just go ahead and simplify this a little bit, and maybe we can then see the direction that this is going in. Right? Okay. So our equation starts with square root of a cubed over b equals square root of a times b plus a over b. Okay, first thing we can do is square this. Right? So we get rid of the square roots. Good. A cubed over b equals a times b plus a over b. Next thing we can do, multiply by b. So we get rid of both b's here in the denominators. Okay, so now we have a cubed equals a times b plus a. Okay, already looking pretty simple. Next, what we can do is divide by a, because then this will simplify this even further. Dividing a cubed by a is just reducing the exponent by 1, right? So you have a squared equals, dividing this here by a just gets rid of the a, so b, and dividing a by a is equal to 1, right? Aha! Now we're getting somewhere. All you need to do now is minus 1, and you have b equals a squared minus 1. Now, okay, so what does this mean? What does this solve? Let's try an example. Let's say b is 24, right? If b is 24, then the number on top needs to be no, sorry. What am I doing? You want to calculate b, right? So the number here in front, which let's take our example, which is what was it? 5, right? Putting 5 into this a, we know that the first number down here is 5, and we can use this formula now to calculate the denominator, which is 5 squared is 25 minus 1, 24. Aha, exactly what we have in our example. And with this, you can, it would work for minus 5 as well, but we're excluding all the negative numbers, because then you would get into the problematic situation of sometimes having something negative under your square root. And since we're not including complex numbers, we're only using elements, or only using solutions to this equation where a is positive. And greater, or let's just say a is greater than 1. A is all natural numbers greater than 1. Right? Because 1 is kind of dumb. 1 would also lead to the problem that if you put in 1 here, you have 1 squared is 1, minus 1 is 0, and you have b equals 0, and 0 in the denominator. Very bad. So yeah, for all a element n greater than 1. Good. That's the riddle. Now, Sabrina has not yet sent me any solutions. I don't know why. Maybe it's because no one got it. But again, don't be sad, right? I had trouble explaining it. Oh no! Oh, there are quite a few people who got it. Damn! Wow. Okay. Hey. All right. So, the picture, Sabrina, the picture you send me is kind of suck. So, oh yeah, that one's better. So, number 7, nut arms after 41 minutes. But still, solved is solved. Good job, even with my shoddy explanations. Number 6, kick pee after 31 minutes. Number 5, David 357 after 17 minutes, and he solved it not giving a formula but giving an example, which is 3 over 8, right? 3 times 3 over 8. So a equals 3 and b equals 8. Good job. SKR after 11 minutes, but my wife writes here, but I think he just copied it. Damn it, man. SKR, you get roasted at every riddle by my wife. Then, number 3, Nirai Varma after 9 minutes, also by giving an example, A equals 4 and B equals 15. Always good, always good. Then number 2, Tayyip Kalik, after 9 minutes with a formula. And the fastest friend was Sudeep Roy, after 8 minutes by giving, wait, what was it? 27 over 8. 1 second, that is... Oh, yeah, also with the 3, A equals 3 and B equals 8. Wow, guys, I'm impressed. It was one of the harder riddles. Combine that with my shitty explanations, I'm quite impressed that you guys actually did it. Right? So, respect. Good job. This once again proves that I might not have 1,000 of viewers watching the stream, but you are all big brains. Yeah, my viewers combined have the biggest brain. compare that to a I don't know, who's a streamer with stupid viewers? Combine that to an Alinity stream. Shots fired. Wait, Logan Paul isn't streaming, right? Or is he? I always thought he was just a vlogger. Alinity's queen. Like, I'm so not into this entire Twitch loop that I can't even probably shit on people there because I don't know who is who and what's what. Oh no. Yeah, it's best to stay out of it. Yeah. Word on that. Shit, the entire gang is aggroed now, but the 2 archers there, crossbowman, are still alive. No! I cannot focus when crossbowmen are shooting at me. Shooting at me no good, man. Yeah, Wanka Chief, I know what you mean, right? It might be a little frustrating that you might have been able to solve it, but you just didn't understand the explanation, and that's it. Just happens sometimes. You'll get him next time. Run past everything? No, I don't want to run past everything. That's like the chicken way. Bakak! Twitch is a whole new level of bruh. Yeah, the rant on Discord had this one emote with the Twitch deer, right? The white supremacist power trip dude, and for some reason he removed it again. I mean, it might have maybe it was just too edgy, but I thought it was pretty hilarious. Like, my entire Indian accent is all just from the videos that Anton sends me of Indians shouting at each other on the street or saying funny stuff. It's like I personally have no connection to to India whatsoever. Sorry. Nein! Er lebt noch. Yeah, Hashmalim. I guess that makes you a chicken. I took parts of the chicken and I gave it to the chicken. Ach, verfickt nochmal. Ha. The dear person has a pronoun. Yeah. Well, that's the great thing about having sub 1,000 subscribers in a stream with 30 viewers. I can talk. In a certain, like, within boundaries, of course. Just parry. No, man. In Bloodborne I can parry because somehow there I understand the concept of hitting an enemy with a bullet while he's attacking hurts him. But in Dark Souls, I think the parry window is so absurd and unintuitive that this is Scheißdreck. Okay, gut. Got all the snipers. Yeah, got him. uh. Oh, Ryan, you bring up an excellent point there. So, I recently spoke with Anton, and we discussed about the advantages and disadvantages of streaming on YouTube. And honestly, like YouTube streaming, like I just started. For me, it's just I just started. I don't know what's possible and what isn't. But seeing what other streaming platforms like Twitch, the features they have, YouTube's streaming functionalities are like underdeveloped. Is not even describing it correctly, right? It's fucking to someone who's used to streaming on Twitch. He might say YouTube streaming is fucking dysfunctional, and so I was thinking about maybe actually does it maybe make sense for me to switch to another platform? But the thing is, I don't want to switch to Twitch. I think Twitch is, well, the place for deer people. And yeah, so I was thinking about, okay, maybe is there an alternative to streaming on Twitch on a platform where the streaming infrastructure actually works, unlike YouTube. And then Anton said, "Have you tried Mixer?" And the thing is, of course, me being an absolute boomer, I have never heard about that. But he said, "Yeah, Mixer is like, it's like, it's the better Twitch." But it's also, like, of course, a lot smaller, but still it offers the functionalities that you would need as a streamer, without being Twitch, basically. And yeah, that's what I thought. So what would you guys think about streaming on, like, if I switch to Mixer, would you still watch, or would you say, yeah, oh, fick nochmal? Or would you say that's kind of a hassle? Like, it would be. Of course, there would be some growing pains, right? There's no such thing as. I don't know how this entire thing works, but there would, of course, be some technical stuff to work out first. But yeah. Exactly. The thing about YouTube is that it's so simple, right? And I personally, the thing is, I don't, I'm not sure I need all this extra functionality. I'm a streamer. I don't even stream for money. I just stream because I think it's a fun way to pass the time. And I don't know. I think maybe just switching platforms would be like, that would be not worth it for me, because I wouldn't benefit that much from the other features that the platform offers. Okay, seeing you guys' reaction probably means no Mixer. All right, I understand. Okay, that's fine. That's why I asked, right? Because I don't know nothing about all of this, and getting your guys' opinion is the only metric by which I can decide anything. So yeah. Good. Yeah, at this moment, you're probably right. It doesn't make sense for me to overcomplicate things with features that I don't need, and yeah. Okay, good. It's a deal then. I will stick to YouTube. If at some point, if at any point I will switch, I'm contemplating switching and actually being able to make use of these additional functionalities, I will of course not go to Twitch. That platform can go fuck itself. Again, I really want to emphasize this again, because apparently so many people are not understanding it. If you don't agree with a certain product and a certain platform, stop using them. Like, I don't understand how people can get so upset over something that that Twitch does, and then continue watching. Because Twitch doesn't give a fuck about you hating them on Twitter or anything. All they care about is viewers, and if you don't stop watching, then you might have as well just said nothing at all. Ach komm! Hey! Yeah, SKR, you're kind of right. The YouTube functionalities are already too much for my boomer brain, so why would I need even more? That is true. But that's just horrible, guys. If you say, well, I mean, yeah, Twitch is kind of a shit site, but there's no alternative, then just stop watching. Like, I don't understand how you can. If you disagree with the company, then stop using the products of that company. I just don't understand. Why would you even watch 1 more minute of Twitch then? I mean, yeah, it's kind of a bummer, but every viewer just enables their shit. Right? And if you stop watching, then you're good. Oh. This is harder than the boss. Just run to the elevator? No, I don't want to run. I want to make it. Yeah, I know there's a shortcut elevator at the back there, but I want to be able to make it. I need to prove it to myself that I'm good. Yeah, I want to get good. Good. Where are my souls, by the way? Why are they always that far back? Oh yeah, it seems so. Okay. Dracolord, yes, that is exactly the point. It's. I don't know why that sounds so revolutionary to you. Like, you're not the slave of any company, right? It's don't make yourself be a slave of any company. If it, never rely on a product to the point where you cannot imagine to stop using it, no matter what the company producing this product does. Yeah, but the brand is so cool. That is like the quintessence of consumerism. Yo, Anton. By the way, what happened? Can you elaborate on what happened to the Twitch emote on your Discord? Thanks, man. Confused and addicted. Yeah, yeah. Wait, aren't they supposed to turn around at that? Ah. No, apparently they don't turn around then. Na gut. Or is this the point where they turn around? Like I seem to remember that there was a Discord, there was a emote on your Discord that was like Doppelpunkt Twitch Doppelpunkt, and it was the Twitch deer guy, like laughing into the camera. But maybe I just remembered it wrong. No! Oh. Bloody bastard. I didn't. Okay. Huh. Yeah, then maybe I just remembered it wrong. Anton, I don't know since when you're here, but I just did the bit where I asked people about uh, the other alternatives to streaming on YouTube, like Mixer, for example. But it seems the resonance wasn't that positive. Like, especially for me, since I'm such a small streamer, right? I wouldn't be able to properly make use of the additional functionalities. So that would just be kind of annoying. That's why I'm probably staying on YouTube. But like you have a lot more viewers, Anton. Maybe it makes sense for you. In front of my house, there was just one guy who like stepped on the gas of his motorcycle real heavily, and it literally sounded like farting. He probably thought himself very cool, letting off a loud fart in the middle of the street. What? They have Estus? Nani? Nice. That's their nastiest move. Can when they're like behind their shield but can still poke at you. Oh, that damage. Ooh. Okay. Oh, come. How fast? How fast was that? Oh shit! No, you're right. I forget to do the not no dying strat. Yeah. You're right. You're right. Damn. Okay. Yeah. I'll do that one now. Let's try the no dying strat. Tamada. No. Weapon will not be changed. It's the whip all the way. Oh, you can cancel that that weapon infusion thing. Did you? Okay. Didn't know that that was cancelable. I need to get past this piece and then more riddle, okay? Last time when someone said stop focusing on chat and instead focus on the game, I beat the boss. So let's first get this done. Also, I really need to try out the new no dying strategy. I think it might actually work. Hey, Illidan, what's up? By the way, Illidan, since you're here right now, now, of course, that name is from Warcraft, right? Have you played WoW or just Warcraft 3 maybe? And are you a big fan? And is that why you called yourself Illidan? Ah, okay. No. No. These greatsword dudes, it's never quite clear to me when they can be staggered and when they have hyper armor. Probably like the hyper armor probably starts somewhere during their swing animation. But yeah. Okay, bye Zakaev. Enjoy the what's it called this day today? Always forget the name. I blocked that one. Yippee! I did it! Woohoo! Yes. Zuckerfest. Yeah, dude. While we're at it, ooh, okay, free resources, nice. Yeah, focus was the way again. Uh, the newest or the this expansion, like this World of Warcraft expansion, I've never seen WoW reach this low of a point, right? I think this expansion is not even just the worst WoW expansion. It's like an absolute hot pile of garbage. It's like what I'm saying is it's not just bad in the context of WoW expansions. It's like you couldn't say something about it was good even if you had no context at all. It's so horrendous. This is I have never seen a game like plunge so far into absolute scheissdreck as WoW did with the newest BFA expansion. Especially coming from such a high point as Legion. I think Legion it has its flaws, especially the raids were a little bit uncreative, but the legendary weapon, the what was it called, artifact weapon, that was really cool and it really added a lot to your character. And then in the newest expansion, they just take it away, and your character is just broken now. It no longer functions. Like no character build functions anymore, and they have no replacement for it. So every character felt weak as fuck. And if that's not enough, then they also just decided that like content is overrated, and let's make a WoW expansion that does not have any fucking content. Oh, that was quite horrible.
Ah, well, how may I?
Yeah, yeah. You could say that every stream is just how disappointed I am by companies, but that's okay, right? I mean, as long as the correct
Be sure.
correct what do you call it, lehre, the
Then touch the darkness within him.
as long as you take the correct values out of it. Ah, fuck, I cannot English. Ja, Sabrina. Oh, God. Du nervst. Okay. One more riddle. Yeah. While I try and fail. No, Abdelila. What I mean is like something you learn from it. In German, we have a word for it. Die richtige Lehre daraus ziehen. Maybe there's just no word in English. Okay, let's put another riddle on stream so Sabrina is happy, and then I can try the boss in peace. All right, this riddle, I'm sure you guys are going to be glad, is a simple one. Sorry, it's small, but yeah, that's just how it is. So, a man went to church 3 times and prayed to God, "Give me as much money as I have, and if you do that, I will donate 25 dahekan to your church." Now, dahekan is just some money in some country, right? Drawing the right experience, drawing the right conclusion. Yeah, probably, yeah. Okay. Now, he does that, and every time his wish is fulfilled, he gets as much as he has, and as thanks, he donates 25 daekan. After doing this 3 times, he has no money left. So, how much money did he have in the beginning? Simple riddle. You guys can do it. Oh, that is the wrong direction. Yes, his wish was fulfilled every time. Yeah, no, I know, Hashmalim. You are actually the one who is most invested in me defeating a certain boss. I know, I know. But if just you're watching, I would consider that doing the boss in peace, because no, just I can still just completely focus on the boss. So no. His wish was, give me as much as I have right now. No summons again? Come on. Where are all the summons? Wasn't there, like, on one of these platforms, isn't there supposed to be an NPC summon? Scheißendreck. Yeah, zero makes up. He cannot go into the negative. He cannot donate 25 Dahikan if he doesn't have 25 Dahikan.
Oh dear. Another dogged contender. Welcome, unkindled one, purloiner of cinders. Mind you, the mantle of Lord interests me none. The fire-linking curse, the legacy of lords, let it all fade into nothing. You've done quite enough. Now have your rest.
What? There are no summons? That was very nice of him. Oh. Whoa! Okay. Ei, Scheiße. Ah!
This spot marks our grave, but you may rest here too, if you like.
Just a small little tip for the riddle. There can be like you're not restricted to whole daikans, right? There can be fractions of it, of course. So this riddle isn't restricted to the natural numbers. No, SKR, that he doesn't ask for 25. He asks for how much he has at this moment. If he has 0, oh, that was the wrong elevator. If he has 0, then he will also get 0. Whew. Wait, no, that wasn't the wrong elevator. It just went down. Why is it going down? Oh, yes, this is Dummer Andi. Yes, this is the other, like there's another capsule. Is that what it's called? I remember that I didn't have that much trouble with this boss in the past, but again, in the past I had a real weapon and a real shield. No longer. Okay, blocking is really stupid because I take so much damage from each block. Phase 1. Whew.
Dear brother, I'm on my way. My brother, unyielding sword of Lothric's prince. Rise if you would, for that is our curse.
Abdelila, he always gets the amount that he has at this moment. For that is our curse. Oh yeah, okay.
This spot marks our grave, but you may rest here too.
That was
if
fair.
you like.
I really need to pee. I'll be right back. Okay. I'm back. Man, I really wanted to say that I just lost this one attempt at Lorien because I needed to pee, but that would not be true. Layton. Oh, dude, that game was awesome. Professor Layton for the Nintendo DS. I love that one. Oh, okay. Sabrina said that there are already 10 people who got the correct answer. That's awesome. Which is why I would say after this attempt, I'll give the solution. Ihr Scheißkopf. What am I doing?
This spot.
Why didn't he roll? Scheiße.
You may rest here too, if
Okay.
you like.
Oh, we can now solve the riddle. Okay. Now, since we have only 3 steps, we can go through this step by step, right? So, we know at the end he has 0. And we know that the last thing he did was donate 25, right? So, this means that in the last step, so before donating, he would have needed to have 25. Right, we know that the step before, he got twice as much as he had, right? So he needed to have half of this, which is 12.5. All right. Now, this is at the beginning of day 3, or the 3rd visit. Now before this, he donated 25. Means he needed to have 25 more than this, which is 37.5. Okay. Again, before he donated, he needed to have half of this, which is 37.5 divided by 5. Let me quickly... You could use that with fraction. You could do this entire thing with fractions and then don't need a calculator, but I'm just gonna use a calculator. Okay. 18 point. What was it? 18.75, right? Yeah. 7.5. Okay. Now we know that before this, he again donated 25, all right, which means he had 43.75, right? And before that, he received as much as he had before, which means he had the half of this, which is 43.75 divided by 2 is 21.875. 875. And that is the end result. Now, of course, you could say, wait a minute, what kind of currency can be divided into thousands? I don't know. Maybe that's why it's dahekans. Because with euros that wouldn't work because there are no 1.875 euros. You cannot split the euro into that small little pieces. But since this is just a riddle and not a real problem, it's okay. All right, the 10 people that got it are number 10, Wankerchief. Well done. You got it this time. After 15 minutes. Number 9, Kick Pee again after 15 minutes. Nick AB after 11 minutes. Abdelila Bakuri after 11 minutes. Zogren after 10 minutes. Illidan after 10 minutes. Nirai Varma after 10 minutes. Skrr after 10 minutes. Damn, and she didn't even make a comment about you copying the answer or anything. You got it fair and square, I assume. Good job, Skrr. Number 2, Ryan J. Blaze after 9 minutes. Good job. And number 1, also after 9 minutes, Amir Ali G. Guys, good work. 10 people got it. And yeah, quite fast actually. So, respect. Good job. when I put the riddle on the screen, the first few people that were like 25, no, what was it, 75, duh, too easy. I was thinking about, should I give them a tip? Let's not. Amir Ali GG. Yeah. Is that true, SKR? She just didn't catch you. Can't believe that there are no summons for this fight. I probably just must have messed up a quest line or something. Didn't know you had a 3-hit combo. Oh. No. Oh. Okay. So apparently there is a way to have this completely miss you and be safe from the prince, but apparently that was not the way. I don't know where he is. Ah. No, not this shit again. Oh, I have no more Estus. Okay. Then I'm fucked.
Hearts are brave, but you may rest there too.
Eh.
if you like.
The big prince is a cripple, yes, yeah. But I think there's some lore implication there that he fought some huge demon guy and then was burned by the demon flames, which left him in this state. but he's still so much stronger than the small little dude, right? Even as a cripple, the big brother, I don't know if it's the older brother, but the bigger brother is, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, true. Give me a few more attempts, okay? A few more attempts, and if it still doesn't work out, then yeah, I'll enlist the guardian angel Hashmalim. Thanks. Goodbye. For being such a strong attack, his like wind up slam really has very low like frames where he cannot act after. Whoa. Actually, maybe I just try to outrange him. Maybe that's a better strategy. No. Okay, maybe that's not a better strategy. No. He can miss me if I'm standing really close to him, then some of his attacks can actually miss me. That's interesting. Oh, leck mich doch. Yeah, Sabrina, that would be awesome. If you could prepare the Maultaschen. Okay, this apparently doesn't miss. Oh! Oh no, I'm gonna get hit. Oh!
This spot marks our grave, but you may rest here too, if you like.
Actually, I might be able to do it. I think this is possible. This fight is possible. I can do it. Like I remember that I keep damaging both, but from what I saw, the big brother will die first, right? Again, but the younger brother just keeps resurrecting him. So the fight isn't over until the younger brother is defeated. Although I'm not 100% sure if that gives me an opening to attack. I think. So when the bigger brother dies, the younger brother just falls to the floor, and I can get like it gives me a huge opening to damage him too. I think. Not 100% sure, but ah, where am I? Give me my Zach. Okay, this attempt is kind of für'n Arsch. Also, one thing that I really dislike about the parrying in Souls games is that for like stupid reasons, bosses can just not be parried. I think that is just so bad. I wouldn't be able to parry him, right? Even though he has like a clear sword swings and attacks that look parryable. But in Dark Souls, the developers have suddenly just decided that parrying isn't possible. And in Bloodborne, like parrying bosses is kind of the basic strategy of bosses in Bloodborne, right? No, I drank Estus. Okay, glad it didn't happen. No, fuck. Scheiße. Oh, would you look at that? Staggered him. I am using a good weapon. What do you mean?
This spot marks our grave.
Like the phase just when they transition, that's really fucked up, right? Because it's so random. You have the projectiles that Lothric summons, but then you also have the teleportation of Lorien, but it's so random, right? So you cannot do. There's no action that you can do that keeps you safe from everything, right? So you just have to guess. Do I prepare for Lorien instantly teleporting, or yeah? You can parry Gwyn. Yeah, exactly, right? That's the only boss that you can parry. And I think that's just choice. And parrying is such an integral part to the game. Why wouldn't you like parrying bosses? That's just the what it's about in Bloodborne. Now, of course, not every boss is parried the same way, right? You have these huge beasts where you can't just shoot them with a bullet while they attack, and they'll be instantly parried. That doesn't work. But every boss has like their a certain mechanic where they will then be staggered and be open to a big attack. Who? Is this a fake out? Whew. Oh.
This spot marks our grave, but you may rest here too, if you like.
I can parry Lorien. Okay. This just proves how bad I am at parrying, because whenever I tried that, it never worked. So, okay. I'll guess I try one time with parrying Lorien. Although it will be absolutely horrible, right? Because I have no idea when the active frames of the parry window even are. Like, is it Is it at the beginning, like when the or is it at the end? Alright, then the next few attempts will be, I guarantee it, they will be horrible because I will fail every fucking parry. Praise the sun, yes. It's the only thing that can save me now. Praise the sun. Okay, that parry didn't work. Alright, maybe that was too late. Okay, that also didn't work. I'm probably parrying too late. Okay, so the frames are probably at the end of the window there. Ah! Got him. Okay. Okay, that was too early. Or maybe in this phase it cannot be done anymore? I don't know.
This spot marks our grave. But you may rest here too, if you like.
It's kind of useless to parry if you can't riposte. Well, I mean, it still gives me a huge opening, right? So if I can consistently parry him, yeah, I don't get the extra damage, but I mean, it looks kind of pathetic, right? Usually when you parry in Dark Souls, it's like you immediately have this you get the sound effect, and you're immediately like, oh yes, now big damage, click 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 click. But with the whip, I just parry, and then I just do a normal normal hits, normal R2. Using a different parry tool. So correct me if I'm wrong, but okay, 3 more attempts. I think every shield has different parry frame data, right? So there are shields where the parry window is longer, and there are shields where it is shorter. So far, so good, right? Is that correct? Meaning, if I take like a shield that has like, there's no way for me to know this in the from the item description, right? There's no stat that depicts how good it is. But Cestus, Buckler, Parry, Dagger, Rapier. Cestus is the fist weapon. Buckler. Huh. Thought I had the buckler. No, apparently I don't. Parry dagger. Caduceus round shield. No, that's not it, right? Golden. They all have parry as their weapon art, but none of them actually shows me which one is good for parrying. Like this one says in the description, designed for parrying attacks, but the small leather shield counts as a buckler. Okay. Blessed with high magic protection. Yeah, since I'm not blocking anyway. Ideal for parrying here as well, right? It's hard to say which one is better. Both weigh the same. It excels at various types of damage absorption. Like from the feeling here, I don't notice any difference. It just feels just like the other one. And at least this grass crest shield gives me stamina recovery. Yeah, maybe. Let's try this shield. We'll see. Wow, the fact that nothing hit me here is kind of a miracle. Okay, that didn't work. Ah! Sorry, man. Parrying, for me, at least, is still such a special thing that I have to do a sound effect at every parry. I'm dead. The window is complete scheiße. Oh, fick dich doch. Late. Ah. Didn't have any Estus left.
This spot marks our grave. Next here too, if you like.
Yeah, I don't know about the parrying, honestly. The window... I'll try it a few more times, but the window just seems like... eh. Oh, no. So this way is about the same. No, this way is the exact same as this. Used an Estus. Nice. Oh, this has a different animation. Hop, hop. Okay. Maybe this is better. Okay. I'm gonna make it. I see the funny German words have again invaded the chat. Glad. I'm very glad. Did you see those back-to-back parries? That was some god tier shit, man. Oh! Big dick! Oh my god! Wow. I am actually the best Souls player on the fucking planet. I say that and get immediately fucking shreked. Okay, apparently, I don't know if you can parry him in this phase, too. Not sure. Oh, you can. Ah! Ah! This is giving me like rushes of hormones that I didn't know I had.
Dear brother.
Ah, okay. That was to be expected, right? Dark Souls is not gonna just give you the win. Yes! Oh my god! Oh my god! Ooh. Ah. Ah. Wow. I forgot to quickly go into the menu and see how much health I had, but That had to be like single digit. Oh my. Whew. I'm shaking a little. I just love souls. And that was a try where I accidentally drank a Estus before the fight, and yeah, hit that triple parry multiple times in a row. Yeah, Hashmalim, enjoy your falafel. Enjoy every molecule of it. Cum grano salis. With a grain of salt. Parrying in souls is not great. I gotta eat my words there. That was some noob talk right there. Whew. Okay. Good. I think the only thing that's left is now the Soul of Cinder and the 2 DLCs. So, just a quick question, because I don't remember how it was. Once I defeat the Soul of Cinder, I cannot go back and explore the world, right? It immediately goes to a cutscene, and then I have to decide New Game Plus. No, there's no decision, right? It's just I defeat the Soul of Cinder, then I get the cutscene, and I'm in New Game Plus. Or can I still decide, no, I don't want to go to New Game Plus yet? I can explore after finishing defeating Soul of Cinder. Okay, that is important. Because, yeah, that means I will probably do Soul of Cinder. Today. Or at least give it a few tries, right? Because I think I've done pretty much everything.
Come on. Aha, so. Ah, most ill fine. Oh, in.
Soul of Tinder. Okay. Ugh. Let's take a closer look at Aldrich. My god, is that disgusting. Ugh.
The 5 or the Ashen One and La True. Very well, then taken.
Oh, but I realized there are still a few things that I haven't done, right? I have not yet, for example, defeated Osiris and got the
Farewell, Agni.
got the eyes of the Firekeeper, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Dude, the cripple started. Yeah, Hashmalim, after the stream, so I'm gonna stream as always until 8 p.m., right? So just a few more minutes. We can play a little bit of Arena, but first, of course, I need to have dinner.
The fire fades. And the lords go without thrones.
The doll from Bloodborne. Here, this is the only crush that is valid. One thing that I wonder why the developers did this is why did they change the kiln of the first flame to be like this? Because like in the first game in Dark Souls 1 you visit the kiln of the first flame and it is just a kiln, right? It's a huge like receptacle, so to say, where the flame can be inside and where its heat can't escape. So that made sense in some way, I think. But here, I don't understand. Like, why? Why? what brought all of this here? I thought the kiln of the first flame was kind of in its own place, right? I don't know. Artistic freedom, I assume. And where did that teleport me? Oh yeah, it teleported me right there. So, okay, up there is Firelink Shrine. I see. Oh, check these two bonfires. I know they're one of them is just for teleportation, but come on, devs, was that really necessary? Okay, yeah. This here, I think this Travel to Dragheap, this brings me to the Ringed City DLC. Oh, isn't there... If I remember correctly, there's one invasion here. No? Shouldn't I be... I probably fucked up every quest line in this... every NPC quest line in this game, so... Oops. Also no summons. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Oh no. Oh! What? How did he summon more of these shitty crystal balls? What? Come on, game. This is not cool. Yeah, can I parry him? let's give that one more try, and then I would say this concludes the stream for today. I have already surpassed myself and learned so much. Will he at some point run out of mana? I think not. Whoa. That spell is so cool. Oh, okay. Pyromancy. Oh no. Now you will lose health, right? Oh no, he doesn't get the lose health shit. He's just super strong. His spear form is kind of the simplest. Infinite mana, yeah. Okay. Whew. Guys, I am exhausted. This fight against Lothric and Lorien has cost me everything. It was hardcore, right? And I think ending it with 1 HP on the last hit, it was kind of perfect, right? So yeah, I would say that's it for today. Thanks again so much for joining me. You guys are awesome, and sorry about the explanation of the first riddle. I'm sure many more of you could have solved it if I did the explanation a little bit better. But yeah, I'm sure the riddle's going to be a lot better next time, or at least my explanations will be, right? So everyone, have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your Zuckerfest. Eid, right? Eid. I don't know how it's pronounced. Zuckerfest. And I hope you see you. I hope to see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye. Good night.